Hi, welcome to Khaleej Times. My name is Anjana Shankar, and today I have with me a very special guest, the Prime Minister of Lithuania, Ingrida Simonyte, to talk about her country's participation at Expo 2020. Welcome, Your Excellency.
Thank you.
We are still in the midst of a pandemic, and Dubai has managed to pull off the World Fair, where 190 plus countries are participating. What are your first impressions when you walked into Expo?
Well, it's amazing. The first impression I think that you get is just you are stunned when you see how magnificent it looks like. But when you think about it, when it's a second and third impression, when you think about it, that from what I know, 5 or 6 years ago, that was a desert here, then it's, you become even more stunned because the amount of infrastructure that has been built for this event and the creativity of those who are participating and the management that should have been responsible for making this happen. I think it's the highest standard you can imagine.
Okay, fantastic. And Lithuania has a pavilion here at the Expo, like all the other countries. And this is not the first time Lithuania is participating in a World Fair. How significant do you think is Lithuania's participation in this one? Especially this is the first one, ever to be held in the Middle East or in an Arab country.
Sometimes there is this debate about expos, whether there is a value in it still after hundreds of times of years of world fairs. But I think that, it seems like with the Olympics, you are supposed to be where everybody is. And if everybody is somewhere, then you are supposed to be there. It's always better than not to be. This is a sort of practical thing. But if you think about contents more, it depends on you yourself, whether you just make a pavilion, exhibit the things that you have, and then go home, or you use this opportunity to exchange contacts, to exchange your experiences, to make new partnerships and new potential for cooperation. So I would say that this time we are very much determined on the second path. So this is not that we present a nice pavilion, make pictures and go home. And then you can also use the opportunity to strengthen the bilateral ties to the country where the exhibition is taking place, in this case, United Arab Emirates. And I think for us, there is quite a good potential to do this, because there are areas where we can strengthen the partnerships between our businesses and also our societies.
Okay, great. Expo 2020 is unique in many ways, but one that makes it very unique is, I think this is the first World Expo which has a pavilion which is exclusively dedicated to women and to amplify their voices. I don't know whether you got a chance to visit the pavilion, but how do you think the voices of women can be amplified in a world platform like this, and how can we push the agenda of women empowerment through a world fair?
Well, I just passed the pavilion and had no chance to pop in, but I think this is amazing. And for me, it is very important personally, because what I tried to do when my government has been formed, I tried to have it gender balanced, because I'm a second female prime minister in our history. First one 30 years ago, and then we had 30 years of men prime minister, and now it's just the second. So although one would say that we had a female president, and we have quite many prominent female leaders, but I would say there is still a problem for women to fully use their potential. And in some cases, it might be cultural or traditional, but in some cases, it is purely practical. Because this coordination of your family life and your career is not easy. It's not easy in any country. And I think what countries should do and what they should strive for is that acknowledge this and try to sort out this problem to the extent possible. One thing that we absolutely need to say to kids, that there is nothing impossible for any one of them. I mean, there is nothing that is purely male or purely female, because it depends on how much you want to do something, and if you want to be a pilot or if you want to be a, I don't know, an astronaut, you can be, and we should encourage this curiosity and this idea that girls are as good as boys.
Fantastic. Coming from you, it's quite inspirational. I was reading that in Lithuania, it's a very male-dominated politics, like it is in many other countries. How difficult was it, your journey to climb to the top job in your country as a woman, Your Excellency?
Well, I think that I was lucky to have understanding parents. Okay. And what my parents did, they said that if you want to try something, try it. And it was not like, I've been forbidden or somehow directed towards what I did not want. So that's how I learned that if I can do it, I will try. At least I will try. And I think this is something that pushes you forward. Of course, one problem that is present, and I think it's present also in other countries, that society in general is much more critical towards women than men, and even women are more critical towards women than men. And this is a little bit ironic. What I say to myself, this is my job. This is not my sex. This is my job, and it's irrelevant. It should be irrelevant whether I'm male or female. I'm either doing good job or not. But it does not depend on my sex.
Okay, fantastic. I have one last question before we sum up. UAE is at the top of the gender equality index. We have 50% of women in our parliament. Some of the top ministers are women. We are training a women astronaut. But still, there are a lot of stereotypes or misconceptions about women in the Arab world, women in the GCC. How do you think Expo could dispel all that and show the real picture to the rest of the world?
Well, I think people coming here and seeing is the best way to get rid of those stereotypes, because when you come and see so many prominent women in politics, in government, and you see how much of the responsibility actually lies within their hands and how good they cope with it, I must say I admire the strength of your women and the miracles that they do in this country.
Okay.